In Sierra Leone, before the roads were wide and the nights were loud, there were villages that listened more than they spoke. Villages where the wind carried messages, where the trees remembered names, and where drums were not made for music alone, but for truth. Near the cool green hills of Kabila, where the air is thin and the land breathes slowly, stood a village called Kafogo. It rested between rice fields and forest paths, protected by old cotton trees whose roots dug deep into memory itself. This is where the story of Sori begins. Sori was a quiet boy of 15. He was not known for strength like the hunters, nor speed like the runners, nor loud laughter like the market boys. People often forgot he was there. But Sori noticed everything. He noticed how the birds stopped singing before a storm, how the elders paused before saying certain names, how the ground felt warmer near the old forest path. While others chased goats or played by the river, Sori followed Pa Kumba, the village elder whose age was counted not in years, but in stories. Pa Kumba walked slowly, leaning on a carved stick older than the village itself. "You walk like the earth owes you patience," Sori once said. Pa Kumba laughed. "No, child. I walk because the earth is speaking." Each night, when darkness wrapped the village and the moon hung low, the elders gathered around the fire. This was where truth lived. Pa Kumba told stories of wars survived, ancestors crossed, and spirits that still guarded the land. But one night, Pa Kumba spoke of something different. "A drum," he said, staring into the fire. "A drum that does not entertain. A drum that warns." The fire crackled louder. Sori leaned closer. "This drum once saved this village," Pa Kumba continued. "It called hunters home before ambush. It cried when children were lost. It sang only when danger walked barefoot through the night." Sori asked, "Where is it now?" Pa Kumba's eyes met his. "Sleeping." That night, long after the fire died, Sori heard something strange. Not a voice. Not a cry. A rhythm. Boom. The hidden hut, 4 to 5:30. The sound led Sori beyond the last hut, past the cooking fires, into the shadows of the cotton trees. There stood a small, forgotten hut, its door half broken, its roof sinking with age. Inside, wrapped in old cloth and silence, lay the drum. Its skin was darkened with time. Its body carved with symbols of rivers, moons, and crossed paths. Pa Kumba appeared behind him. "You hear it now," the old man said softly. Sori nodded. "This drum does not answer hands," Pa Kumba warned. "It answers hearts." Before Sori could ask more, Pa Kumba added, "One day, the village will need a listener more than a warrior." The trouble begins. Days later, the village changed. The rains stopped early. Rice fields cracked. Children fell sick without reason. At night, dogs howled at nothing. People dreamed of running but never arriving. The elders prayed. The healers worked. But something felt wrong, unnatural. Then Pa Kumba fell ill. Before losing his strength, he called Sori close. "When the land cries," he whispered, "do not ask who to blame. Ask who will listen." That night, as the village slept in fear, Sori returned to the hut alone. Sori knelt before the drum. "I am not strong," he said. "I am not brave. But I care." He struck the drum once. Boom. The wind rose suddenly. Leaves spun like spirits. The ground trembled, not in anger, but recognition. The drum answered. Not with words, but with a rhythm older than language. The sound traveled across hills, through rivers, into the forest where unseen things waited. Sori played until his hands burned. When the drum finally fell silent, the air felt lighter. By morning, clouds gathered. Rain fell softly at first. Then stronger. Children woke laughing. Crops drank deeply. Pa Kumba opened his eyes. The elders asked questions. Pa Kumba only smiled and said. The land chose a listener. He placed his hand on Sori's shoulder. Stories survive through those who listen, he said. And now, so will this village. Today, in Sierra Leone, elders say. If you walk the hills at night and hear a soft drum carried by the wind, it is not a warning. It is a reminder that as long as someone listens, the land will speak.